I'm joined by U.S. Senator Al Franken, Democrat out of Minnesota. You're in town to attend the Texas Tribune Festival and promote your new book, Al Franken, Giant of the Senate. I think you describe it on Twitter as a comedian who decided to run for office and then discovered why comedians tend not to do that.
Right.
Why not?
Well, when you're a comedian, you have a body of work behind you that can be put through a $15 machine that the Republicans built called the dehumorizer. And what is built with a very sophisticated Israeli technology to take the irony and context out of every joke you ever told to make it seem horrible. So that's why you don't do it. And also, we think differently, comedians do. And so it's, in the book I describe some of the challenges.
But your first run didn't deter you. I mean, you ran again.
Well, I won. Yeah. and then the second time I won by, first time was 312 votes I won by, and the second time was a very comfortable margin.
You mentioned Republicans. You're on the heels, the Senate's on the heels of voting for yet another GOP attempt at repeal and replace of the Affordable Care Act. Just today, we saw Arizona Senator John McCain say he's a no vote, joining a couple of his colleagues on that side. What do you make of this latest development?
That's a good development because this latest iteration of Trump Care, again, would take away care for millions of people, and it would sort of end Medicaid as we know it, which was based on your need, and it would end the guarantee of protections for people with pre-existing conditions, and it would end the guarantee for these essential health benefits, and it would end the guarantee for not having annual caps and lifetime caps. It would be terrible, and part of the reason Senator McCain said he's going to vote against is that this did not go through any kind of process that resembles the regular order, which is having the committees actually do hearings on it, the committees of jurisdiction, which in this case are the HELP Committee, upon which I sit, Health, Education, Labor, and Pension, and the Finance Committee. And I think they're going to have one Finance Committee hearing just as kind of a show hearing. This is not how you do legislation. This
is more to keep a campaign promise, as critics have said?
We had a senator say that he was asked about this by his press corps in his state, and he said, well, I can think of 10 reasons not to vote for this, which is some of the things I gave you, about 3 of them. And he said, but, we did promise to do this, so I'm going to vote for it. And, Trump also promised not to cut Medicaid, and that's exactly what this is doing. So what about that promise?
Well, it remains to be seen how that plays out. I want to ask you before we leave you, you're in Texas. You're coming up on a decade in the Senate. I'm sure you've had a lot of interaction with those that we've elected here from the Lone Star State. You've had a moment on the couch with Rick Perry, I think. What do you make?
I was, to be clear about that, I was on a couch, he was on a chair.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
But that said, what do you make of our politics in this state?
Well, I get along with John Cornyn, and we've done some legislation together, and he makes an effort to work cross-party lines. He's obviously in the leadership, and he obviously, sometimes I don't like what he's doing. And then there's Ted. But, I write about Ted in the book. Yeah. And I think that he's maybe read the chapter and kind of maybe I hope learned a couple things from it, and because he seems to be acting a little bit like friendlier. Maybe it's because he's running for re-election right now.
That all remains to be seen. Senator Al Franken, thank you so much. Enjoy your time at Tribune Festival.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will.
Thanks. Reporting at the 2017 Texas Tribune Festival, I'm Alana Rocha.